given that PPAs may not provide us with really good signals of scarcity, really good signals of the marginal cost of the different resources we put into our energy mix, we might ask, well, what is the optimal fraction of power purchase agreements compared to other ways of exchanging electricity that we might look for in an economy? And the answer, the easy answer is there isn't a single optimal percentage of PPA provided electricity versus exchange traded electricity. The right level of PPAs is going to depend on the mix of generators, the availability of financing. PPAs come in different lengths, different terms for the same reason that different types of power plants, it makes sense to write shorter or longer PPAs. And the more active the exchange market, the less likely it is that long-term PPAs will be a necessarily dominant share of the electricity provided to the market. A substantial share, but not a dominant share, not anything like the 95% currently experienced in India, where only 5% of electricity is traded on any kind of exchange instrument. So when we're trying to figure out what percentage of the electricity provided would we like to have provided under long-term power purchase agreements, the answer seems to be something like, well, a lot, but not too much. We'd like to have some substantial share of electricity that's traded in markets because these exchange-traded megawatt hours give us very strong signals about the immediate scarcity of electricity to society. We can learn from exchanges the marginal cost of the last unit of power brought into production at any point in time, even if we have half or even more than half of the power provided by PPAs, the price will always be set by the exchange. The instantaneous trading of power and the day-ahead trading of power will tell us a great deal that we can't discover from PPAs. So our objective is to have a mix of PPAs and exchange-traded electricity, and the fraction of power that is traded in an exchange should be large enough so that we feel confident that we have a competitive market. And in that competitive market, firms are bidding, and buyers and sellers are bidding their values of these of the megawatts being traded. And by observing what resources are brought into production, we can observe directly the immediate scarcity of the resources needed to provide electricity in the moment. The conclusion is that we want a match. We want a mix of long-term contracts and short-term exchange in order to give us the best of both worlds: the reduction of risk from the long-term contracts, the reduction in the cost of financing, but on the other hand, the exchanges give us much more effective signals about scarcity by setting the price at the marginal cost of the most expensive unit.